This has been a conversation, a question that has been going on for years, generations, really, right? Can men and women be just friends? Like, can they just be friends without anything going on? Now, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna dive deep, but the question becomes: can you handle the person that you're with being in good friendship with somebody else that's the opposite sex, right? Can you handle that? Or better yet, do you trust them enough? Because the truth of the matter is, can a man and a woman be friends? Absolutely. And nothing goes down? Absolutely. But
man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me
what's
out.
going on, family? I want to welcome you to AOS the Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. AOS Inspires. This is what I need you to do. We're on every single platform: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I need you to go and subscribe and follow us right now. We drop content every single day that'll help you with your life, because our mission here at AOS the Podcast is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. I want you to live life on the next level. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that's watching this episode. This is going to be a dynamic episode. I need you to dive in. Do me a big favor. I need you to like, share, and comment. Don't be a stranger. Comment with us. And this is what I need you also to do. I need you to copy this link right here on this podcast, this episode, and share it with at least 10 of your friends. I promise you, it's going to help them out. Let's jump into the episode. What's going on, family? I want to welcome you to another episode of AOS the Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. AOS Inspires. Let's go ahead and dive deep into this thing real fast. Monique, right? Monique was on Shannon Sharpe Club Shay Shay. And the interview, I'm going to be honest with you, but just really keep it funky. That did open my heart up to Monique. I'm just really being honest, because before I was believing what everybody else was saying, that she was difficult to work with. Now, the only reason I felt that way was because how vocal that she was and the choice of words that she used to describe Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry, right? Whether wrong or right, it doesn't matter, right? And then I'm going to the interview with Steve Harvey show, that kind of made me feel a certain type of way as well. When, and I understood both sides. But this interview that she did with Shannon Sharpe, she sat down and I heard her heart. I listened to the whole interview and she made a lot of sense. I rock with the campaign now. Monique, I rocks with you. I'm with you, right? However, I don't want to talk about what she said in that interview per se about not getting the equal pay. And I just think that it's crazy. I'm gonna just insert this real fast. It bothers me because if most employees would understand this, and I get it, greed happens, but I believe this: if most bosses would understand this, if I pay them a little bit over what they're worth, right, their value, a little bit over, they'll be loyal to you. Many companies don't understand it. Why do you think, and I'm not saying that it's going to stop the loss prevention, but this will happen. You will make sure that you take care of the people that work for you. I guarantee they're going to make sure they take care of you and your company. But, greed won't allow people to see that. That's my 2 cents. But this is not why I'm here. The reason I'm here for this episode is to tell you, can men and women be just friends? Heck no. No, sir. No, sir. I'm going to break it down a little bit more. But what brought me to this point was what Monique said in this interview. Blew me away, messed me up. I didn't even know. Right? That's what she said.
He would see my boyfriend. I see his girlfriend. Then
you
he
didn't feel some type of way?
This was my brother. This was literally my brother. And then if it wasn't my boyfriend, it might be another little fella.
Yeah.
But, he was like my brother. We were brother and sister.
Right.
So the way it happened,
yes,
it was so pure.
Tell me, and that's what I want to know now. He came to you, say came to weddings, you saw him have girlfriends. I don't know if he was married or not before
nope,
you.
Never been married.
How? How did it? I got to know this. Because Hallmark need to do a story.
Baby girl,
on this.
we got time. We got time. We good on time. Absolutely. I want you to say that again, and I don't want Hallmark, but okay, because this story is spicy, and I don't know if Hallmark can handle the spice of the story. So We've always been like brother and sister, right? He was the one I would call after a show when I was staying at a motel. And I'd be like, yo, they got me in this motel and outside and everything. I'm scared. He'd be like, but one day you're going to be on the inside. This is the same guy that we was going to the, like our little farmer's market in Baltimore. And I had a comedy club called Monique's in Baltimore. And the girl had on a Monique's t-shirt. And he says, one day they know you only in Baltimore, but one day they're going to know you all around the world. That's the same guy that when we step off of a plane in London together, and the guy says, my wife knows I fancy you. And we went back to that moment coming out of that store in Baltimore where one day they'll know you all over the world.
Crazy, right? Like, I'm okay. I'm gonna break this thing down, right? Monique and her husband now, right? I have no problem with it. It is what it is. I mean, it's cool. It's cool in the game. However, they started off, she said it, we started off as brother and sister. Like, that was my brother. I was his sister. Great friends, right? I want to break it down from both sides because I don't want to be biased on either side because how I feel about it, right? But I understand both sides of the argument. Now, she said that they started off as just friends, right? Then they grew into brothers and sisters. Listen, I'm going to tell you what got me on the interview. She said that he went to both of her weddings. Both of them. Blew me away, right? Now, this is what I say. Can a man and a woman be friends? Steve Harvey cleared it up. He was like, no, right? I've had conversations with other men and they said yes. This is what I want to say. This is my stance on it. It all depends on the trust factor in a relationship. First of all, I believe that every relationship, we need to have this conversation up front before we get into too deep into this relationship, right? Because this is the matter. If you don't have the conversation with somebody and this transpires in the relationship, right? This is what'll happen. You'll be so deep in love that you'll overlook it and you'll just keep on going to in this relationship until it gets too unbearable. Then you'll walk away. No. Have this conversation up front. How do you feel about opposite sex friends? Now, with me, if you had the friend before I met you, and it definitely depends on who this guy is and how deep the relationship is. I mean, it depends, right? It's not about insecurity. It's not about trust, right? I trust you. I trust you as my wife, but his motives may be different. We could be in a toxic argument, or we could be going through something financially. We could be going through something emotionally. We could be going through something in the relationship, and he's there for you, right? In that moment where you need him to be. Now, I know I'm being all over the place in this episode, but I don't believe that if you're married or you're in a committed relationship, that you should have a best friend, male best friend as a woman, that you vent to and tell them all your relationship business. No. Your husband or your guy that you're in a relationship with, that should be the one that you go and tell all your business to. Not your friends, not your girlfriends, especially not your male friends. Right? Now, let me clear this up too, because I saw a post this week that killed this. A lot of women would say, nah, but he gay though. What does that matter? I saw a post this week. Somebody sent it to me. This is why I'm on this topic. Somebody sent it to me, and the guy didn't care about his girl being best friends with this guy. But they uncovered it that her and the guy, which was gay, they had sex. So what I'm saying is, can a man and a woman be friends? Absolutely. But it all depends on the two people, right? It's a very thin line. The way that I look at it, yes, you can have boundaries. Yes, you can have, standards. Yes, you can have morals, but those morals and those standards and those boundaries can be crossed, period. Right? In the heat of the moment, in the moment of weakness, those barriers can be crossed. Period. Let's really be honest. So in my opinion, what I say is no. Let's not put ourselves, because we're human. We're human, right? we can be, and this is the truth of the matter is not just women are emotional, men are emotional as well. Sometimes men make emotional decisions. And just because you make an emotional decision does not make you less of a man. It does not mean that you're not a man. I've heard people say this all the time. Oh, you're not a man because you make emotional decisions. No, we all make emotional decisions sometimes, right? Sometimes there's nobody on earth that's human that does not make an emotional decision sometimes. Have you ever been in a store and you saw something that you really, really, really like and you really, really love, and then you bought it and then you had buyer's remorse? You made a decision off an emotion. Period. Listen, I used to be, when I was in sales, I'm still in sales because, I have a brand, but when I was in sales for a company, I was always one of the top sales reps. Why? Because I understood how to play off of people's emotion. I understood how to get you to buy what I was selling because I played off of your emotion, whether you're male or female. Period. I know how to do it. But I don't think it's healthy. I don't look at Brown Sugar. We have a lot of examples. Look at the movie Brown Sugar, right? They were friends. What happened? Yes, he caught his wife cheating. However, it's crazy because when you have a male best friend or a female best friend, what will happen is that you feel so comfortable telling them all of your business, telling them everything. And it's crazy because you get to the place where you're like, yo, they already know me. So I feel comfortable. So that makes it even more easier for him to move in and get access and position himself. I truly believe this. When desirability meets availability, that's when cheating happens. When the desirability meets availability, that's when things can happen that you thought would never happen. Because this is the truth of the matter is, if you're a man and you're attracted to a woman, right? That's just my opinion. Right? I get it. Some of y'all can be like, yo, I don't have to do anything because I have standards. I have integrity. Even people with the greatest integrity can still slip and fall. That means nothing to me. I don't know what your intentions are. Most people, let me get back to that main point I was about to make. A lot of men will. What's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life-altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job. You lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. You started a business and the business started off great and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation, because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes & Noble's, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. Their true intentions are. Yes, it may start. I believe this. I believe that a lot of relationships that's platonic like that start off innocent. Let's do the analytical study. There's a lot of statistics show that there's a lot of people that get married to their best friend. A lot of people. A lot of people, relationships start, and you hear this all the time too. I heard this just this week just passed. She said that I believe that every relationship should start off as friends first. And it's crazy because I'm going to tell you this. A man, let's really be honest, a man will wait it out. And I'm not saying that a man that's a friend will wait to his opportunity to smash or wait for his opportunity to be in a relationship with her. But what I am saying is a man that has, that's not your friend, but a man that has thoughts and has desire to have sex with you as a woman, he will wait it out. I just wait my turn. Not saying that she's a prostitute or a hoe, but I'm going to wait my turn. Like, I'm going to play the game. And eventually I know that an opportunity will present itself where I can get in and do and get what I want. That's the thinking of a lot of men. I'm not going to say most men. That's the thinking of a lot of men. Men, we have the gift of waiting. We can wait. Even if you don't call her each week, you're still waiting. Because listen, men are notorious for this. You will deal with a woman and the relationship goes sour, or you guys just both go ghost on each other, right? And you just hit her up 4 months later, like, yo, what's up? What you doing? I'm waiting. That's considered, those 4 months that went by, you still waited. Why? Because you kept her number. You kept the fact that I can call her just to see what's up, because things might have changed. Or some circumstances in your life has changed. Your finances have changed. So now you feel like you got a better shot with her. So the question comes, can men and women just be friends? Yes, in some situations. But in my opinion, is it healthy? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I don't care what kind of excuse, but we've been friends forever. Cool. That's cool. I'm going to evaluate that. I'm not saying that. I don't believe, this is just me, I don't believe that you get into a relationship. I don't believe in the controlling part, where we get into a relationship and I'm like, yo, all your male friends gotta go. Now, let's clear this up. All the male friends that you had sex with, or that it got to be a point of honesty, or the male friends that have ever crossed the line and said something. You guys may never have done anything, but he said some suggestive stuff, or you have had feelings towards him and you find him attractive. We got to cut those off. They got to go. Now, I'm not the controlling one. What I would say, where your friends that you've had, before me, that's male, you got to cut. I wouldn't say that. But what I will suggest is, if those relationships continue and I begin to see some things, it's not controlling. I'm just stating how I feel. If things keep continuing the way that they are, I believe that it's going to affect our relationship. That's how I truly feel, right? That's why I say you need to have this conversation up front, period. So the question becomes, let me ask again, can men and women just be friends? I'll let you answer that. Family, I want to say thank you for rocking with us during this episode. We have been so excited to drop this episode. I'm glad that you made it to the end. This is what I want you to do. If you have any takeaways from this episode, leave it in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear how you feel. I want to bring content to you that's relevant to you, that'll help you change your life, because you already know our mission here at AOS Inspires, AOS the Podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. This is what I need you to do. I need you to like, subscribe, share this episode. If it spoke to your life, share this episode with somebody. Why? Because you are connected to some people that we're not connected with. And with that connection together, we can empower the world to never give up. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the Podcast. I can't wait to see you next week. Just in case you didn't know, we drop every single week, 3 times a week. Mondays, 8 a.m., Wednesdays, 8 a.m., and Fridays, 8 a.m. You need to catch an episode. Matter of fact, catch all 3 episodes. It's going to be fire. I promise you it's going to help you doing your everyday life. It's going to help you get to the next level. Let's go.